The consequence of error here is uniquely severe and largely irreversible. Chairman, I submit on behalf of my colleagues that Article 146 of the Constitution protects a sitting judge from removal, save for stated misbehavior, incompetence, or infirmity, established only through an elaborate multi-stage process. Once appointed and sworn, a justice of the Supreme Court is for practical purposes in office for the remainder of a working career. Parliament's approval under Article 1442 is realistically the last substantive check this republic will ever exercise over that individual's fitness for judicial office. We therefore submit that a procedural shortcut which might be tolerable for an appointment more easily corrected is not tolerable here. The gravity and near permanence of office being filled is itself a reason, independent of every ground above, why this committee should decline to allow itself to be rushed. The majority must not use its super majority in terms of numbers to stampede this process. Democracy requires that they sit and reason with us and not muzzle its weight and powers and frustrate the views of the minority. Chair, for the above grounds as argued, these are the reliefs we seek from this honorable committee. The minority, led by me, pray this committee for the following. 1. Rule that, Mr. Chairman, determine that orders 2172, 3, 10, and 11, as well as 265, 266, and 267, 4, remain in full force. No motion to suspend any of them having been moved or carried under Order 3. 2, we further pray that this committee resolve to decline to conclude its consideration of the 3 Supreme Court nominations within the life of this recall sitting, and instead adjourn that consideration to allow proper compliance with Order 2172 and 10 of our rules. 3, we pray that require confirmation on the record from the Clerk to Parliament or the Attorney General that the preconditions in Article 1442 of the Constitution have been satisfied in respect of each nomination. 4, is our prayer that this committee resolve to proceed in the meantime an unfair and expedited timetable with the vetting of the 2 nominees, which we have done, on which no objection of any kind was ever raised by us, because there is precedence of the House to support that. And finally, record this objection and the committee's final determination in the report of the committee, ultimately as it presents to the House under Order 215. Chairman, with all said, I conclude on behalf of my caucus that our objection is not being raised to obstruct the work of this committee. Neither is same being raised to embarrass any of the nominees before us. As we have already said, they are men and a lady who have worked all their life in service of our nation and even the sub-region. The president has the power and mandate to nominate them. We are not opposed to that nomination, save that when it was Akufo-Addo's time and he brought 3 Supreme Court nominees, your side argued that it amounted to the packing of the court. So as we speak today, you have nominated 7, Parliament has passed them, and these 3 added to it make it 10. So what has changed? Where is your principle? Now, the numbers to the Supreme Court are far more than it would have been if Akufo-Addo's 3 additional nominees had been approved by Parliament. So where is your principle of the packing of the court? Where is your principle? You have none. We so submit. A committee that vests a justice of the Supreme Court in 3 days in the absence of any actual vacancy, in the face of standing orders that remain fully in force, and were never suspended, does not strengthen Parliament's constitutional role. Rather, it empties that role of its content. We ask that this objection be decided in our favor. The proceedings should not go further, and whatever the course this committee takes must know that it has gravity to Order Article 144, Article 146, and Article 296 of the Constitution, as well as Order 217 of our own standing orders. The people of Ghana demand it. This is not a partisan demand because we are MPP minority. This is a demand from the people of Ghana. This is a demand that democracy requires of us. And Chair, we submit respectfully that this committee be resolved, that all these concerns be taken into consideration. We suspend the hearing and do the advert and come back and do the vetting. Until then, we tell you that, Chair, don't use your numbers to stampede this sound submission. Thank you very much.
Honorable members, our distinguished guests, I have sat and listened carefully to the objection raised by the minority leader. And it gives me much interest as how a lecture in metaphysics will give to a newborn baby. I said so because, honorable members, following a request by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, to recall Parliament to deal with specific items, a request that was contained in a letter emanating from the President dated 11th August 2026. 3 items were the basis of the President's request for a recall of Parliament. 1, the Banks and Special Deposit Taking Institution Act Amendment Bill 2026. 2, 2 nominations for appointment as Ministers of State for referral to the Appointment Committee, vetting, and consideration by Parliament. 3, 3 nominations for appointment as Justices of the Supreme Court for referral to the Appointment Committee, vetting, and consideration by the House. So clearly, the request was not only limited to the referral of the nomination of 2 ministerial nominees, vetting, and consideration by Parliament. It includes the referral of the 3 judges nominees, referral, and vetting by the committee. Based on these requests, Parliament was duly recalled to sit from Monday 24th to Friday 28th of August 2026. Honourable members, distinguished guests, accordingly, these referrals were made. And again, the referrals were not limited to that of the 2 ministerial nominees. It extends and operates to include the 3 judges nominees. Following the referral, there was a meeting held yesterday. The meeting was consequent upon the chairperson of the committee having a preliminary meeting with the minority leader to consider the request of His Excellency the President. We suppose to have the vetting on Wednesday, but it will interest you to know that at the instance of the minority leader, today, Thursday, 9 o'clock has been scheduled to conduct the vetting. We had a preliminary meeting yesterday, dealt with certain issues and concluded them. For me, that was the end. What was the issue raised and considered? I will go straight to the one that is relevant to the objection raised by the minority leader and how we dealt with the issue. The issue was to the effect that we should only consider our colleague ministerial nominees, 2 of them, but we should not consider the 3 judges. Based on the fact that there was no publication, and therefore we should not proceed to do the vetting of the judges. The committee resolved that the referral includes the 3 judges' nominees. We cannot, therefore, discriminate in favor of our colleague nominees and against the 3 judges' nominees. Therefore, we must take decision to vet all of them together. This was the decision of the committee. The further reason of the committee was to the effect that on Monday, when the business statement was presented, part of the business statement requested from the House to use Standing Order 3 to suspend the Order 217 of our standing orders in order to pave the way for us to deal with the urgent items based on which the request for recall was made, and the House was accordingly recalled. I have in my hand the provisional Hansard of Parliament of Ghana. I'm not tendering it, but to quote the relevant portion. Honourable members, Roxanne Nelson Kwame Eche Dapamakpo, the majority chief whip, raised the issue that upon the presentation of the business report, he wants to formally move a motion for the House to adopt, to waive the Standing Order 217 so that we can urgently consider the request of the President. Now, the Right Honorable Speaker, Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagby, was the one presiding. And this is what he said. Once the request for waiver based on Standing Order 3 of the House was part of the Business Committee's report presented to the House, and the House having adopted the report of the Business Committee, there is no need acceding to the request of the Majority Chief Whip to move a motion to waive the Standing Order 3. Once the House has adopted the Business Committee's report, it means that the House has taken a decision to waive Standing Order 3 for the committee to consider these matters as a matter of urgency. Honourable members, when the committee takes decision, we present report to Parliament, and at the adoption of the decision of Parliament, Parliament at plenary has a right to vary the decision of the committee. However, if the House takes decision, no committee can vary the decision of the House. If you are aggrieved by the decision of the House, the method available for you to reverse that decision is contained in our own standing orders. Honourable members, distinguished guests, I will not preside over this committee and purport to vary the orders or directions or decision taken at the plenary by the entire House. It is not done in any democracy, and I will not be the first to introduce it in Ghana's democracy. Honourable members, I will not also preside over this particular committee and discriminate against the judges. Allow the vetting of our colleagues and then reject the vetting of the judges' nominee. I will not do that today. I won't do that tomorrow. I therefore consider all grounds of the minority leader as flimsy and hollow. I considered his objection to be frivolous, vexatious, unmeritorious, baseless on the facts, the rules, and the law. Therefore, I will accordingly dismiss the objection by the minority leader in limine. Thank you for your rapt attention.
Chairman, with the greatest respect to you, you don't have the power to dismiss a preliminary objection properly raised. You have responded to me. I have a right of reply, and then we put it to a vote. It's a decision. It is the House, the committee that must resolve. That is how we take decisions. Chairman, if we are talking law, let's talk law. It is not within your right to say you have ruled. You don't rule on issues that come. You don't have the power. There is no such power in our standing orders. Even as a speaker, when a motion comes before the House, he relies on the decision of the House. It is not a matter for a ruling that you will say that you've dismissed with all those adjectives. I won't go there. Let me remind you on some important issues and reply to your response to me. Issue 1. The House did not pass any resolution.
Honourable Minority Leader, with
all
due respect, when you are making your submission,
I kept
you
quiet
called on me.
I didn't call on. I said the resolve.
Rule
no,
on the
I
matter.
didn't say rule. I said resolve. Don't get me wrong. No, resolve.
Honourable Minority Leader,
no, please.
Let your microphone be off.
No, Chairman, don't start your thing. Don't start it. And then finish and think you can control narrative. We are being very decent. Don't try it.
Minority Leader,
don't start it,
you
Chairman.
You did not move a motion before the committee.
Chairman,
you
Chairman,
raise a
Chairman,
preliminary
you can't rule.
objection.
It's not a ruling.
And the preliminary
We take a
objection
decision.
is supposed
This
to be
committee
ruled
man,
upon
no,
by the rules of the House.
No, which rule? Quote it. Quote which rule? Quote the rule. Quote it. If the standing order is here.
Yeah, so
mine is here.
take your
no,
standing
majority
order.
leader, take your time.
No, take your
majority
standing
leader, he's capable.
No, take your.
He doesn't need a lawyer.
Please.
Let him. This is it. Rule it. Open.
Take your
Open.
standing orders.
You people are taking
Open-
this
open
majority
to-
thing
open
too
to-
far.
Open to 268.
You guys are
Open
taking
to-
this
open-
majority
open
thing
to
too far.
268.
No, we've
No,
not finished the
open
argument.
to 268.
He cannot. Stop it.
Patrick.
You've
Patrick,
had power.
open to 268.
One day you may not have the power.
268.
Don't do this.
No,
You
268.
know, it's
Open
not
it.
fair.
Open it. 268. Please. 268.
Majority leader,
No, open
stay out
268.
of this matter. Stay out of this matter. Which ruling?
Open to 268.
It is not within his right to rule anything here.
please.
What is he going to rule?
Open to 268.
I moved. You didn't see. Yes.
2683.
A motion.
2683.
No. A motion.
Please, open to
A motion was
2683.
moved, registering
Read it.
our
What does it say?
preliminary objection. A motion was moved. We had a meeting with the clerk and him in his office. You were there. We all agreed that the nominee for the Supreme Court should be done in October. Clerk, he was there. We all agreed that let's do the nominees. So what changed? What changed? Why are you always frustrating everybody? Why are you taking the majority too far? And when we talk, we become victims. Why?
Please.
Why?
Please,
He can't rule.
Please. It's okay.
We have to argue. It's a motion that we raised
listen to
and
others.
stated our grounds.
Listen to others.
The preliminary objection
No, you
was
listen.
grounded on
You
our motion.
listen.
Don't do it.
You listen.
He did.
You listen.
You were my mate.
You listen.
You were my mate. I was called before you. I was called before you.
Chairman.
You were my steady mate.
Chairman.
And you know my law is on soil.
very clear.
So stop what you are doing.
It's very clear. Have you seen the order?
You know my law is unsoiled. You know, Eche. You know. Don't let politics, make you behave this way. I've raised. He cannot rule. He can't rule. Rule on what? It's a motion. He should tell me where he can rule. We have to take a decision and vote.
That person, please.
It's not fair. We have a right of reply. Let us reply. He shouldn't rush. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we doing this to ourselves? It's not fair. Your own position in 2024, Ayerga, you were there. You said 14 days. Why 3 days?
Honorable
Why?
Minority Leader.
And when we react, you start shouting and threatening us.
Honorable.
And you start to threaten us. What's going on in this country? What is going on in this country? Under a reset. What's going on in this country? In Tvghana, you can't talk. You can't talk. They will threaten you, frustrate you. That's what you are doing. That is what you are doing. Maintain your own principle. Maintain your own principle. You act out of political convenience. Where is your principle? Ayerga is here. He said 14 days on the 30th of July, 2024. What has changed? Honorable Ayerga.
Let me explain what has changed.
Honorable members, I don't know whether my brother, the minority leader, has listened to himself. You never said you are moving a motion, but you said you are raising a preliminary objection. And all ears have heard you. So when you raise a preliminary objection, your preliminary objection must be ruled upon. That is different from you moving a motion for the House to take decision on the motion. So based on the fact that what I have heard and what everybody, member of the committee, have heard clearly is a preliminary objection being raised on the grounds, which grounds are therefore considered frivolous, vexatious, unmeritorious,
If you got it wrong,
hollow.
I'm straightening it.
Hollow.
I'm sitting right here that you can't do.
So I have done my ruling, and that is the ruling, and then we'll proceed to vet my Lord,
Chairman,
the
please. Chairman, if you I'm
judge nominee.
Chairman, if you construed that to mean, if you construed that to mean an objection, which you are going to rule, I am sitting right before you. If you cannot say the horses are bolted, there's an empty stable. Stop it. This is democracy. Don't do what you are doing. I just got up for a second. They were calling me. You deliberately discharged Senator. I kept quiet. I knew the traps you were setting. I knew what you were trying to do. Let's not do this ourselves. We are not helping democracy. If you construed our objection and the motion to be nothing like that, please, I'm right here. You can rule. Let us debate it. Let's vote.
So let's debate it.
Yes.
So allow me to debate it.
Sure, I'm happy that you will debate. Let's debate. He can't say he's ruling.
Yes.
You don't have the power to rule. Let's take it, and then you use your majority
let's
to vote against us. We'll be satisfied. So don't do what you're doing.
Yeah, please.
Honorable members, with all due respect, after the ruling by the chair, there will not be any debate that will be open. Honorable members, let us not make the attempt to create a scene when there is none, or there should be none. In my language, it is said that if your farm is not long, you need not go to the farm with a big water can. Decision has been taken, and we shall proceed to conduct the vetting. So, honourable members,
Chairman, please, you've made your point. Can I
I've given you every opportunity.
Yes, but can I make a point? Yes, can I make a point? This is a two-sided house. I'm your equal opposite number. Can I also have my bite?
Well, I'm considering what you are doing to be an attempt to delay and derail the committee from doing its work. So we are proceeding to vet the nominee before us.
Chairman.
Clerk of the committee,
Chairman.
I'll call upon you.
The clerk, you know the rules.
Accordingly.
That you, the clerks, know that in all situations, the committee is not a one-sided committee. The clerks, we don't want you to get into this matter. There has to be some consensus here. Don't rush to get into this matter. And we expect the clerk to Parliament to know his job.
Hereby
clerk
directed to administer
we have a say.
oath.
The minority
Go
must be
ahead
heard.
and
What the majority is doing is wrong. Public servant, don't get into this. It is not your duty. It is not your duty. You, parliamentary service, it is not what you are doing is wrong. When we were in power, you never allowed this. Parliamentary service, don't do what you are doing. You are not a partisan institution. You are supposed to be neutral. The ranking is here. Don't do what you're doing. Don't do what you're doing. Don't do what you're doing. Parliamentary service staff, don't do what you're doing. We must be heard. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. You are taking things too far. Listen and let's cooperate. What you are doing is not fair. Cooperate and let's do the right thing. Let's do the right thing.
Honorable Afenyo, please, Chairman, I beg you. Please. Oh, please. I beg, please. Afenyo.